Okay. Perfect. Did I hit the what's it called? The sponsors okay there? Okay, cool. Okay. USL Championship season 2019 is in full swing, and tonight It's a beautiful night at Taft Stadium, the site for OKC Energy FC and Tacoma Defiance. Alongside former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey, I'm Josh Appel. Thanks so much for joining us on tonight's broadcast presented by Mercy. And Gary, let's start with Oklahoma City. They come in 3-3-2, 11 points, 9th place in the Western Conference, coming off of a hard-fought, earned road point in the first black-gold derby of the season last week against Tulsa Roughnecks FC. A lot of chances for Oklahoma City in that one, but they come away with the road point.
Yeah, and that man has a lot to do with it. Cody Lorendi in goals, and now a regular this season. Just missed the one game, played 7, conceded 11, so it's been a busy 7 games, but he's been in good form. At 30 years of age, the Puerto Rican now probably at the peak of his career. 5 international caps in the last 2 seasons. So he's a man that they're going to find very difficult to beat tonight, Tacoma Defiance.
Lorendi, the all-time leader in USL appearances, and here's how they'll line up in front of him. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups presented by First Fidelity Bank.
Just the one change. Deshaun Brown comes in at the top, replaces Christian Isley. Of course, Deshaun with 3 goals in 4 matches. He is the informed player for OKC, so I think they'll be delighted to see him back. Otherwise, the team is as it was in the 1-1 draw against Tulsa.
And again, that's how they line up in front of the all-time leader in USL appearances for OKC, Cody Lorendi. On the other side, Tacoma Defiance, it's been tough sledding for them. They've lost their last 4 games played by a combined score of 16-0. Large part of that due to the youth on this roster.
Yes, they certainly have played a lot of young players, but they've made 6 changes for this match from the team that lost 3-0 to San Antonio. And they brought in a bit of experience. To give you a couple of names, Jonathan Campbell's come in at 25 years of age there in defense alongside Henry Wingo at right back. He's 23 years of age, and Jesse Daly 21 in midfield. So they replace some of the 17 and 18-year-olds who were in the team beforehand. Gives the team more of an age balance.
Still 5 guys under 20 years of age, though, on a team that hasn't won since April 1st. Same amount of time they haven't tallied one in the back of the net either. They come in 18th place in the Western Conference. 8 previous matchups between OKC Energy FC and Tacoma Defiance. Not a single time the away side has come away with a victory. Will that change tonight? Find out next.
Goals are something we outline for ourselves, and oftentimes they can be pretty lofty. When things begin to line up the way we think they should, we appreciate those who helped us along the way, like the help you get with commercial banking from FFB. Our experts are ready to partner with you to help you manage cash flow, oversee accounts through online banking, and help you secure a business line of credit. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
Mercy helps the energy get to the top of their game. We can help you get to the top of yours.
Outlining your own destiny is something we all take pride in. And knowing we're doing what we love is what makes this life adventure so exciting. Isn't it nice to have a banking partner that's along for the ride? FFB makes life easier with a simple click and snap, so things like mobile banking and deposits can be done anywhere, anytime. Plus free bill pay, person-to-person transfers, and Apple Pay. With free ATMs worldwide, why wouldn't you want a bank that gives you this much freedom? FFB. We go where you go.
OKC Energy FC. Welcome back to Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City. Josh Appel and former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey with you. 9th place team in the Western Conference, OKC Energy FC. They come in with 11 points, 3-3-2 overall. Hoping to get back into the win column after a draw in their last matchup in the first black and gold derby of the season against Tulsa Roughnecks FC. And Tacoma Defiance on the other side. They've lost 4 straight. It's been a struggle for them. Chris Little in his first season as the head coach there going with a little more experience in today's lineup. And, you know, it's funny to say that, Gary, because at the same time, as we mentioned before the commercial break, still 5 players under the age of 20 in the starting 11.
Oh, it's fantastic to see these young players, but if you put too many young players in, as they have done in some of their more recent matches, you're asking a lot of them, especially when they come up against powerful teams like OKC with players in their early 30s and international players. You know, youngsters of 16, 17, 18, they're going to find it extremely difficult. So this Tacoma Defiance side seems to be better balanced, and I'm sure Chris Little is hoping that with this team, he can maybe get something here tonight.
Certainly more experience compared to their previous lineups. And again, this is a tough stretch for Tacoma. This is the 5th and final road match for them. And this road trip before they return home for their next matchup. OKC, of course, on the road. And their last one, as we mentioned, and they return home tonight. You see Omar Gordon right there. Number 91 for OKC. 3 goals this season, signed back in January. There's our referee today, Matthew Thompson. A beautiful night in Oklahoma City. Tacoma Defiance in the black kits with the white shorts. OKC in the home whites. And we're underway. The home side in this series, 8 previous meetings, has not lost. OKC 3-0-1 at Taft Stadium against Tacoma, formerly Seattle Sounders FC 2. Tacoma Defiance, the rebrand for the 2019 USL Championship season. And 2 wins for Tacoma this year. Came across solid sides in RGV FC and Sacramento FC. But again, as you alluded to earlier, it's a little more experience similar to tonight in the starting 11 in those 2 matchups.
Yes, they were. They're much older players against both Sacramento and RGV, and that provided them with the balance. So let's see how they fare tonight. And for OKC, just a 1 win in 6. So they really do need to turn this around now, and Steve Cook will be looking to get a good result against a struggling Tacoma side and get themselves way up the table.
Steve Cook in his 2nd season in his stint as the OKC Energy FC head man. Here's Henry Wingo, sends one into the box. Shot on goal off the post. Another shot blocked. A golden opportunity early on for Tacoma and a defensive breakdown for OKC Energy FC.
Joshua Atencio there with a fantastic strike, absolutely brilliant. A little bit loose in the box, he's got time on his side, he takes control of it, just pulls it away at the last moment as it strikes the post, but great effort.
And then Dylan, big number 99, 6'6", had a chance at a second opportunity as well. And they fell behind 2-0 in the first 20 minutes, Tacoma did in their last match, and they just had an incredible chance to take the early lead on the road. This is Wingo. Daly, the Australian. What do you think Tacoma needs to do in this one to turn things around? Haven't scored a goal in over a month, haven't won a game in over a month, and you know, again, youth will be a theme throughout the night. But when it comes down to it, and this match has already started, what has to happen for them to get back into the win column?
Well, if you just take the first 2.5 minutes or so, just keep doing what they're doing. I mean, they've looked fantastic on the ball, Tacoma Defiance. They've hit the post with an effort. If you were telling me this team is bottom of the Western Conference, I'd be like, really?
Just based on the start.
Yeah, so maybe it's a better balanced team today that Chris Little's put together. A bit more experience and along with the youth. Or maybe it's just been an ideal first couple of minutes. We'll find out soon. But certainly the way they've played it, they've looked extremely comfortable on the ball.
Dylan settles it down, but gave it right away to OKC. Oklahoma City's possession average this season, a little under 50%. They're not a team that possesses the ball the majority of the time. And so far in this first 3+ minutes, it's been Tacoma controlling play.
Well, for them, it's all about points if you're OKC, because a win today puts you joint second, 4th place. But same number of points as second, so a lot to play for. And if you prefer to counter-attack, if you prefer to use the pace of Deshaun Brown and Omar Gordon, who are the two main goal scorers, and that works for you, absolutely go for it.
And this is a place, Taft Stadium, where OKC likes to play. They're 2-1 this season at home. But you mentioned just one win in their last 6 matches. It says a lot about the start of this season and how you can't really get down on yourselves because, as you said, a win puts them right back near the top of the table in their conference.
But it's crucial to get that win
Of
because,
course.
in all fairness, you're playing the team bottom of the table. At home, that should be, in theory, 3 points.
And playing their 5th straight road game.
Yeah, so they've got to take advantage. Otherwise, they're going to come up against tougher opposition on the road. And if you're in second spot, then you feel a lot more confident when you're sitting in the middle of the table.
No question about that. Is you see Jonathan Campbell, oldest player in the starting 11 for Tacoma. He was battling there with Deshaun Brown, a 28-year-old out of Jamaica. Throw in for OKC. Headed away and cleared. Same question for OKC that I just posed for Tacoma. What needs to happen for them tonight to get back into the win column?
Well, they have to look at the opposition and say, guys, this is a team we should beat in theory, given, what was it, 16 goals they've conceded in the last 4 games. Let's get at them. Let's put them under pressure. Let's knock any confidence out of them and get a goal up. And certainly you can't sit back if you're OKC. You've got to go for the win. It's a wonderful opportunity to get your team right up the table. And it's a big, big day for OKC. So let's see how positive they are. But I'm pretty sure you'll see them put in a really decent performance today.
Tacoma trying to start it back. They hit the post in the first minute of this match as Wingo speeds down the wing. Wingo, who's already scored 1 goal this year. And it's cleared away nicely by Oklahoma City.
Yeah, a little moment there for Daniel Robles on the edge of the box where I thought he might let rip with a shot from 20-odd yards, but in the end he got tackled and lost possession. But I think the balance of this team is a lot of really good players. Robles, by the way, 17 years of age. I mean, how young, but how good is that?
Oh, for sure. And look, you don't just end up at this level at that age by accident, regardless of what the record says. The talent is there. There's a ton of young guys on this team that have not only played at a high level coming up through this academy, but played together as well.
If you go through them, Vargas is 18, Robles 17, Gonzalez 17, Atencio 17. So it's fantastic to see it. It makes me so excited for the future of soccer in the US. But those are players who have to grow up and grow up quickly. And this is a really good test for them against a much more mature OKC team.
Alfonso Ocampo Chavez, a 17-year-old for Tacoma. Not with the team right now. He just signed a first-team contract earlier this week. So that's Seattle Sounders signing a 17-year-old to a first-team contract.
Wonderful talent, and it's a great system, Seattle Sounders, for producing good players.
And he's the 13th homegrown player to sign with the first team. Nice ball ahead. This is Dillon. Winds up and sends it wide.
Good pace from Dillon. I mean, he's a big lad. He's 6'3", and he out-sprinted the defense there. His final shot, not the best, but at 23 years of age, still got all the potential in the world. Look at the size of him, and if you can add that pace.
Oh, the pass too.
Yeah, it was a good pass, but look, or pass, I should say. But look at it go wide. If he just gets that on target, man, that could have been a fantastic goal.
Well, it almost feels like when a team is in a rut like Tacoma is in, you hit a post in the first minute of the match, you get a golden opportunity there that goes just wide. It might be one of those feelings. We have our first whistle. It'll be a foul on Tacoma. But it's almost like a team that hasn't scored a goal in over a month. What do they have to do to get one in the back of the net? And the 2 golden chances they've had early in this game, it's got to be frustrating for Chris Little and the 11 on the pitch right now.
Yeah, frustrating, but you just keep going. I mean, you're not going to score on every strike on goal, but at least they have the confidence to say, hey, we've done well the first 7 or 8 minutes. We've had efforts on goal. Everything's looking good.
Here comes Tacoma. We're looking for Gonzalez there, but a bit too far out of his reach. And so Lorendi will play it.
Wow, good high pressure there from Tacoma. Lorendi played through it, but they put him under a lot of pressure there, and it's very easy to make mistakes. So looks like Tacoma are really trying the high press. Look at the number of Tacoma players in the OKC half.
Again, they've dominated possession and really controlled the pace throughout. A minute and 47 seconds in, but nonetheless, that's the case. When we talk about the youth, and we will for most of the night, but Trey Muse in goal for Tacoma FC, or Tacoma Defiance, I should say. He's 19 years old also.
He's a veteran compared to some of the others. Fantastic goalkeepers take a little bit longer to mature, and 19 is still extremely young. 7 games he's played this season. And yeah, it would have been a trifle difficult with some of those hammerings they've taken. But again, as a goalkeeper, you're there just to learn and to experience and pick yourself up each time and try and keep the score down. So it's useful experience for Trey Muse.
Muse from Louisville, Kentucky. Now playing up in the Northwest in Tacoma. And this will be our first corner of the match. OKC will have the opportunity.
This is important for Tacoma Defiance here. Set pieces, they're very strong at them. OKC, they've got big players. Mike DeFont comes up from the back. Atiba Harris, Omar Gordon, Deshaun Brown. They can all get on the end of crosses, and Defiance will need to pick up nice and tight and make sure they don't leave anybody free in that box.
Alexi Bassetti will take the corner for Energy FC. Towards the back post, header on, no, it was blocked away.
I think Samuel Rogers getting ahead to that. A good clearance under pressure, but just shows you how dangerous those set pieces can be. If he hadn't got his head on that, there were a whole bunch of OKC players ready to score that goal.
Well, that's how Energy FC got on the board. Oh, dangerous play here. This is Robles applying the pressure. Shot on. And now a corner opportunity for Tacoma Defiance.
Well, we were talking about that. The previous one, I did mention that Cody Lorendi had to take risks to play through that high press. Well, again, he just takes a little bit too long. Robles doing brilliant to put the pressure on, and fortunately for OKC, the ball gets knocked far away, far enough for it not to be too much of a danger. But they're putting huge pressure on at every opportunity on Tacoma Defiance.
Who should you be watching? Hey. Sydney. Number 7.
Same result as the last corner for OKC. And now the Energy looking to push. Wingo whistled for the foul. I think he was okay initially, but the little extra there is what caused the foul.
Just letting Alexi Bassetti know that he's around and he's not going to get the free run of the midfield. Have a look at again, Bassetti on the ball. Wingo just putting a bit of pressure. In fact, it wasn't even Wingo really. It was more Atencio's right foot that just brought him down. Nothing nasty about it, just a meeting of bodies.
OKC Energy FC still looking for their first shot on goal in now the 13th minute. Long ball ahead, knocked down by Wingo and played for Daly. Now turnover. Energy FC on the move. Is this onside? It is! And it rolls in! Energy FC on the board first at home. Deshaun Brown, his 4th of the year.
Deshaun Brown is back, and that's his 4th goal of the season, as you quite rightly mentioned. A ball given away in midfield, and Cato very quick to pounce on it. And the first thing he does is look for Deshaun Brown and see where his main goal scorer is. But it's a loose pass in midfield. There, picked up by Cato. He straight away looks for Deshaun Brown, who seems to be onside, and just knocks it past the goalkeeper, Trey Muse. So 1-0 up already, OKC. And to be fair, it's come from a Defiance mistake.
You look back at, I don't know if you would consider it a miscue, but the 2 opportunities they had early on, and how much different that field could have been for that bench. And you got to wonder, with the pressure that they've been applying the first 13+ minutes of this, if they're starting to fade a little bit early on. You would hope not, but that's hard. It's a hard pace to play at for 90 minutes.
I think the whole skill of soccer is to be able to score goals, and a little bit of quality there from Deshaun Brown and Cato, and they get the goal. Doesn't mean to say that Defiance haven't had the quality, they just haven't been able to get that breakthrough. But a big knock for a team that's conceded a lot of goals in the last 4 or 5 matches. Now important for Tacoma Defiance that they keep it together, keep playing well as they have done so far, and don't let this game get away from them too much.
We were talking before the broadcast started just about not just the physicality that, you know, these young guys are going up against, but mentally, these guys can, you know, start to lose their confidence a bit.
Yeah, need a yellow card there. Late tackle on Alexi Bassetti. But yeah, it's about mental fortitude as well as physical ability. Here's Cato again, straight up looks for Deshaun Brown. He just knocks it past the keeper. Don't know if Trey Muse could have put him under a touch more pressure there as he was about to shoot, but that's why this man is a top goal scorer for OKC. Give him half a chance and he takes it.
He has as many goals by himself this season as Tacoma Defiance has scored as a team.
Yeah, well, that's a tough one if you're a Tacoma Defiance player to hear that. I think the yellow card's coming out. Yeah, it was a bad tackle, and he's going to get.
Daly's trying to plead his case.
Yeah.
The 21-year-old Australian.
It's not working. I think he's going to get the yellow card. Either way, there we go. And now he's going to have to tread very, very carefully, Jesse Daly. Only 15 minutes into a 90-minute match and you're on a yellow card means you can't make any further errors of that nature.
On the flip side, though, you look at what Tacoma Defiance is doing leadership-wise with this team. Chris Little is a guy who has coached a majority of these young guys coming up through Seattle's academy. They've won together before, and I think that it's pretty clear that's what they're trying to do, is to kind of keep these guys together as they develop. It's just been really, really tough, and when you're that young playing at a level like this against grown men, it's tough.
But that's what you want if you're Tacoma Defiance. If you want to bring kids through, you want them to play against stronger, more mature players, players with experience, players who know all the tricks of the profession. That's how they will learn. And there's some wonderful talent. And again, I mean, 4 players of 17 or 18 years old in their midfield. That is extremely young. And maybe just too many of those young players. And yet, I did the match earlier today, Real Monarchs up against Fresno. Real Monarchs had 5 18-year-olds in their team. They lost 4-2 in the end, but they put up a great fight. So, yeah, maybe you can play with quite a few youngsters.
Brown trying to create something. Daly able to get it away for Tacoma. And now they turn it right back over. Cato. This is Bassetti. Another corner for OKC.
You get that worrying sense for Tacoma Defiance that the tide has turned. That lovely start they had the first 10 or so minutes. They looked really sharp, and slowly OKC have got this match, got a grip on this game, and that doesn't augur well for Tacoma Defiance for the rest of this match.
Bassetti to take it again. Whistle and a foul on OKC. Trey Muse standing over the ball. 1 clean sheet in his 7 games played this year.
He was wanting to play it short, but there's too many white shirts on the high press. So he's pushed up his back 4 and said, right, everybody get up then, and I'll just knock this ball long.
Shows off the leg. And OKC comes away with it, and they turn it right back over. Rogers gets it back. Flicks it ahead, but out of the reach of all the black shirts there, and rolls all the way to Lorendi, the 30-year-old from Melbourne, Florida. We mentioned earlier, all-time leader in USL appearances for OKC with 62. Tonight, his 63rd. Suffered that serious knee injury back in 2017, returned last year. 4 clean sheets and 9 appearances. And now he's back full-time this year as the starter in goal for OKC. Another giveaway. Cato. His pass was intercepted. Tacoma's got to be careful in these areas, and sloppiness like that.
Yeah, and the first thing Cato did, he tried to slot Deshaun Brown in.
Again,
and
yeah.
That combination is going to be a very dangerous one for Tacoma.
Cato. Brown again. Back heel pass for Williams. Deflects off of Wingo, and a third goal, or rather corner, I should say, upcoming for OKC in this first half in the 20th minute. A goal by Brown in the 13th minute, his 4th of the year, as Energy FC up 1-0.
More pressure from the home side. All these set pieces, they can cause you problems. Eventually, something's going to go in. So Tacoma Defiance need to get the ball up the other end of the pitch.
Almost a chance for Williams. Flicked back on Williams. Header just wide.
Good chance for Williams. The second one that comes back in. He gets a header. I'm thinking you've really got to hit target with that one. It just goes past the post, but this is now incessant pressure for Tacoma Defiance, and hopefully we can get to see his header again. The first ball coming in caused enough problems from the corner, and the second one was nearly headed in.
Tacoma might have something brewing here. Dillon looking for Robles, but I think his pass was deflected. Wingo hustling after it, and Wingo kept it in apparently. Tacoma looking to knot things up. Dillon goes down. Clean play. Wingo off the hand of Bassetti.
Here's that moment again where I thought Williams could have got good contact. Have a look. It's not back in. Williams is up. Or maybe he just got turned by the defender, but you can see by his reaction he felt he should have at least hit target.
It looked like Jesse Daly was unhappy with something Trey Muse did there. Maybe lack of communication on where Williams was.
Maybe he's expecting the goalkeeper to come and catch that. And might have a fair thought there. Trey Muse will have to consider that.
Sent in. Robles went down, battling with Bassetti. Dillon goes up with Lorendi, and Lorendi is the one who comes up with it and heaves it down the pitch. As far as they let that one go, looked like a shove with the off arm.
It did a little bit, but that's the physical strength that OKC have. It's causing Defiance a lot of problems.
Bassetti with speed ahead for Cato. Gordon weaving his way, but taken off his foot. Vargas. Now for Dillon. Back for Robles. Jesse Daly playing with the yellow, sends it to the far side. Jonathan Campbell doesn't see anything he likes. Atencio had that chance earlier in the first couple minutes of this one. Hines has it taken off his foot. A little bit of a shove there, and they caught that one. As we get a look at Steve Cook, head man for OKC Energy FC, and his second season at the helm.
He's got to be happy so far. It was a difficult first 10 minutes for OKC, but they've been controlling it since, getting more and more opportunities around the Tacoma Defiance box, and he'll be excited to know that if they get the 3 points today, they really shoot up that table, and that will give him and all his players loads of confidence.
One win in the last 6 matches, but as you've alluded to, Gary, a chance with a win tonight. Be a theme. Creep right back up the table in the Western Conference. And you know, Tacoma Defiance with 3 points tonight. Obviously, they have a long run in front of them, down 1-0, but they can jump up a couple of spots as well out of the dungeon of the Western Conference. Dillon almost had a chance. Now Robles chases it down. Atencio.
That's a good little spell for Tacoma Defiance the last couple of minutes. They've been comfortable on the ball. They're just keeping control of it. It was previous 5 minutes when they were getting knocked all over the place by OKC, but they've managed to regather their composure.
Outside of obviously when OKC scored the goal, and a couple minutes after that, Tacoma's played fairly well so far.
They have, and they've had one shot that hit the post, so it could easily have gone in. I mean, there's no disgrace to the way they're playing. It's just they were too easily broken apart by Cato and Deshaun Brown for the goal. And that would worry me. That combination is something they're going to have to keep an eye on, Tacoma Defiance.
They almost broke free a little bit after that as well. Robles. Henry Wingo making his return at the starting 11 tonight for Tacoma Defiance. He's on the bottom of your screen. But it's Robles who control, excuse me, that's actually Atencio who controlled. And Hines has it taken away. Here comes Brown, the goal scorer tonight. Nicely done by Tacoma. Atencio, the 17-year-old. One of 3 in the lineup tonight, and Wingo can't get to that one. Williams had a chance earlier after a corner. His header went just a foot or two wide.
Yeah, I think he'll look back at that at the interval and think, I should have headed that one in. But again, maybe there was just a nudge on his back as he went to head the ball. But certainly a couple of really good chances for OKC to have extended their lead. And if you're a Tacoma Defiance fan, you're quite pleased with the way they've settled things down and got themselves back into this match. But they're still 1-0 down away from home.
They've been outscored 16-0 in their last 4. And again, they haven't scored in over a month. April 1st, 2-1 victory they had. That's the last time they scored and the last time they won.
It's a long spell to go without scoring and conceding plenty, and it can only knock the confidence of young players. And that's the balance someone like Chris Little has got to work out. It's great to blood the youngsters, but at some point you can do damage if they keep getting hammered every week. So it's a sensible balance, which I think is found with the team today. Enough older players to sort of give the youngsters something to lean on, and enough youngsters to bring through for the future.
Have you ever been on a team that has struggled in the way that Tacoma Defiance has? And if you were, what did you kind of do to keep spirits high, I guess, for lack of a better term?
Well, I've never been in a team that got hammered the way they have the last 4. I mean, you know, you obviously lose the odd game 3 or 4 or 5-0, but you wouldn't do it back to back to back. And I think that's the danger here, is that they have to turn this around sometime soon at Tacoma Defiance. And if it means bringing in a few of the older players just to get a couple of victories and get up the table and then blood in the youngsters again, that's absolutely fine. It's a balancing act that's very difficult to do. And I think Chris Little's done a good job so far, but he's going to have to keep an eye on this bad run they're on at the moment. He's got to turn it around sometime soon.
That was beautifully defended by Alvin Jones as Dillon tried to create something.
He's a big unit, Dillon. Look at him at 6'3". He's got the strength and he's got the pace, and he can, if he gets good service, he can cause teams a lot of problems.
And when he's on a field with guys who are 5'10", 5'11", 5'6", you know, 6'3", almost looks like he's 7 feet tall.
And he's quick. That was the amazing thing. Earlier on, he outstripped the defense very easily, but he's had no service since then.
Headed forward. '29th minute at Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City. Energy FC on the board in the 13th minute. Deshaun Brown, his 4th of the year from Cato off a turnover by Tacoma. Muse off his line to play it. That goes over the touchline, and so we'll see. It's going to be a throw-in for Tacoma Defiance.
You know what's interesting for Tacoma Defiance? They might be bottom of the table in the Western Conference, but with the points they have, there's 5 teams who are worse off than them in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
So the 2 wins, you know, the 6 points they have is, it's not horrendous or anything.
No,
Yes,
there's still a couple of winless teams in the Eastern Conference.
absolutely. It just happened to be in a tougher conference by the looks of it. But still, you see that plays, when you look at a table as a player and you see yourself bottom of that table, it plays on your mind. It's got to bother you. It's what, you know, you're paid to be in the top portion of it. So it's going to worry you, and that's the tough situation for Tacoma Defiance and some of the other teams like Real Monarchs who are playing a lot of youngsters. Is, you know, you don't want to be stuck too far down the table, because confidence is part of a young player's skill set, and you don't want to destroy that too early.
OKC sitting in 9th in the Western Conference. They got off to a hot start on the year. Started 2-0 with wins over El Paso Locomotive FC and Las Vegas Lights FC before dropping one 4-1 to a team that Tacoma beat, Sacramento Republic FC. Into the box, the header, oh, what a save, sprawling to his right. Lorendi, looked like it might have changed direction on its way there.
Could very well have got a deflection there. Great header from Dylan, and the goalkeeper well positioned, good hands, and holds on to it. Here's the ball in. Dylan's going backwards, and it just gets a small deflection. Goalkeeper does very well just to follow the deflection, get both hands in it, and punt it right up the pitch.
Energy parents, sign your kids up for the all-new Energy FC Kids Club presented by Supermercados Morelos. Visit energyfc.com/Kids Club to learn more. Josh Appel and former Manchester United keeper Gary Bailey with you. Tap Stadium on a beautiful night. 9th all-time matchup between Tacoma and OKC. Home team has never lost in the previous 8 matchups.
Well, sticking to form then, isn't it? OKC 1 up at home.
The away side has drawn a couple times. 3-0-1, both teams at home in this series. But again, this is Tacoma's 5th consecutive road game. Hartford, though, scoffs at that, considering they started the first 8 on the road before their first one at home tonight at Rentschler Field in Hartford.
Never easy playing away from home game after game after game, especially if you start to lose them.
Welcome to USL Championship. Here's 8 road games to start your season.
Well, that was because they didn't have a stadium to play in, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that right? Mm-hmm.
Rentschler, a nice venue, home of the Yukon Huskies football team and lacrosse as well.
They certainly haven't been disgraced, Tacoma, in any sense of the word. I mean, they're comfortable on the ball. They've had some lovely passing phases. They've hit the post with a shot. Yes, they've been caught with a lovely little move between Cordell Cato and Deshaun Brown for the only goal of the game so far. But up until this point, the 4 and 5-0 thrashings they've taken, they don't look like a team that's going to get beat by that much.
Yeah, at this point in their last loss, they were already down 2-0. They've hung around here, and they've certainly had their chances to get on the score sheet for the first time in over a month. Dangerous here, but smartly played back to Muse with Brown applying the pressure. And, you know, obviously we have no vested interest in either of these two teams rooting-wise, but when a team struggles like this, you never want to see a side struggle as much as they have. It just hasn't been competitive in the last 4.
It hasn't, but today it is a lot more so.
Yeah.
And I think that's congrats to Chris Little for getting a team that still has a whole bunch of youngsters. And I mentioned a few times that the entire midfield, 4 of them, 3 of them are 17 and 1 18. And they're having to, battle their way physically against a tough OKC side. Free kick won there by Nick Hines.
He's down. Looks like he might be dealing with some sort of cramp. He's okay.
Even the centre-back Samuel Rogers is 19 years of age. Yes, he's next to Jonathan Campbell at 25, but a centre-back at 19, a goalkeeper 19, that's a lot of young players in one team.
25 is the grizzled veteran of this bunch.
Absolutely. I sometimes think we should appreciate the wonderful young talent that is on view in the USL, because team after team comes up with some of the most amazing young kids.
Off the free kick. Headed away by OKC. And by the way, we haven't even mentioned that Tacoma Defiance, we get a whistle here and a foul, this season has a notch under their belts after Austin Brummett back on April 20th made his debut as the youngest player ever in USL championship history at 15 years and 2 months.
Wow, wow, wow. That is seriously young. And again,
it's high school kids playing out
yeah,
there.
credit to the club for giving him the opportunity and helping him mature. The very famous Wayne Rooney, who plays for DC United, made his debut for Everton at 16. So
His career worked out okay.
It did, didn't it? Yeah, he hasn't done too bad. So, if you're good enough, then you're old enough to play. That's the saying. But 15 is seriously young.
I just got my learner's permit at 15. The thought of playing professional soccer.
Well, you're on this pitch as a 15-year-old. You're going to come up against 28-year-olds who are built strong, like Omar Gordon and Deshaun Brown. Look at the physique on them. They're going to go battering into you at 15. You're going to have to man up very quickly.
Or maybe a guy like Atiba Harris, who's 34 years of age and has seen many tours of duty in MLS with many different clubs.
Yeah, well, I can still remember my first professional match at 17. And
how nervous were you?
It wasn't. I was just nervous. I got smashed in the air. Every time I came to catch a ball, I got hit by somebody 10 years older than me and way heavier and bigger and uglier.
And they probably and they probably knew too that you were a youngster there, so they were going to try and get in your head.
Absolutely, that's what they're going to go for you. You're the weakness in the team, and they're going to make sure they exploit that. That's a professional game. That's what's good about coming in young is, yeah, your first. I mean, my first 3 or 4 games were a disaster, but by game 10 or 11, I was actually okay. I've got this now.
You were a grizzled veteran.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't quite go that far.
I'll go that far. OKC on a goal by Deshaun Brown in the 13th minute. Still up 1-0 in the 37th minute of the first half. Not for lack of opportunities, though, for Tacoma Defiance. They've had 3 pretty good ones. A post, a fantastic save by Lorendi. Another chance bruised for OKC. And that's offsides, though.
Yep. Second ball was offside. I thought the first one might be as well. But this is the real danger. This combination of Omar Gordon, Deshaun Brown, and Cordell Cato, they're the ones that are going to get this breakthrough against Tacoma Defiance if they do score any more goals, because they are big, they're strong, they're quick, and they're accurate with their passing, and they know how to score goals. Just between Omar and Deshaun alone, there's 7 goals between those two, which is nearly double the entire Tacoma Defiance team. Have a look here. That ball, he's onside.
Just barely.
Looks like he's onside, yep. I think that's the one that maybe he's called up as offside.
We wind down here in the first half. Sun's starting to go down at Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City. A beautiful night as OKC looks to build off a strong performance on the road against Tulsa Roughnecks FC. And it was an emotional night, too. And an emotional week for Atiba Harris. It's been in the news. Racial slurs by one of his opponents for Tulsa Roughnecks FC, and give credit to President Barry Williams and really everybody involved in handling this. And it goes without saying, there's no place in the game for what was said in that situation by Fabian Bastidas, and his contract was terminated by Tulsa Roughnecks. And so, again, just to reiterate, obviously, no place in the game for that.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
It's a good sign that, you know, zero tolerance policy means zero tolerance policy, and that's how it was handled.
Agree with you 100%, and let's hope Atiba Harris gets over that and can put that behind him, because it was an extremely unpleasant situation. But once again, I agree with you. Congrats to everyone who dealt with it swiftly and effectively. And let's hope we don't hear about that or see it again.
Talk about the chances that Tacoma Defiance has had in this one. Well, you know, the OKC did come away with the road point against Tulsa, but felt a lot like there was some more to be desired. They had a whopping 16 shots and only cashed in on one of them. And plenty of opportunities, including one in the waning seconds of that as well.
Oh, trouble.
That's onside, and that's the first goal in over a month for Tacoma. And it comes off the foot of Azriel Gonzalez, his second tally of the season. Beautiful touch. The equalizer in the 40th minute.
That's a great finish from Gonzalez, but I've got to question Cody Lorendi. We gave him lots of thumbs up at the start of the match for the good form he's in, but he comes all the way out of his goal, not sure it's his ball, and once he commits that far out, then he leaves the goal open, and Azriel Gonzalez brilliantly chips the goalkeeper and gets it into the back of the net. I'm not so sure the goalkeeper needed to come for that. If he'd have stayed, it would have been a lot more difficult for Gonzalez to score.
That's got to feel good for Tacoma, and it's got to feel good for Azriel Gonzalez. We talk about the youth. That man, 17 years old, has just knotted this one up at one apiece in the 40th minute of the first half. And let's see if that sparks anything here from Tacoma. And I was a little bit delayed there because the defenders for OKC looked like they wanted an offside. They didn't get it. Play was onside, and obviously we see it resulted in the goal.
Well, every time you're a defender and you get beaten, you want an offside, you put your hand up, you appeal, but not given. But for me, the ball was not in a dangerous position. It's on the edge of the box. Gonzalez has got a ton more work to do to score, but once the goalkeeper comes and commits himself and the goal's empty, then basically what you're saying to Gonzalez is, if you can chip me, you're going to score. And that's exactly what the young 17-year-old managed to do. Fantastic finish there from Azriel Gonzalez.
That's a guy, for as young as he is, has played in MLS before with the first team. That's an obvious foul. Might be a yellow, too.
It's a foul in a dangerous area. Well won there by Marlon Vargas. And all of a sudden, Tacoma Defiance are looking a lot more comfortable, a lot stronger. They've really got themselves into the game here. Hands up by Mike Defont. He says, what did I do? But he did have his hands up against the player's chest. So Marlon Vargas wins the free kick.
And no yellow issued. At least not yet.
I just wonder if OKC are going back to that Williams header where they could have gone 2-0 up and thinking, we should have buried it while we had the chance. We've let Tacoma back in this match, and they're back with a bang.
Oh, there's the yellow. So Defont does get carded.
I think he was carded there more for arguing about it than anything else. He was saying no way was it a free kick, and the referee's not going to take to arguing. He's given it. That's it. Move on. Get on with the game.
Matthew Thompson, the referee.
This is a free kick just outside the box in the center. Can go either side. You've got Daniel Robles, number 34 there, who can bend it with his left. And you've got the other side of it, Henry Wingo, with his right. So which way is it going to go? What's going to happen for Cody Lorendi?
Jockeying for position there. Now we're ready to go. It's Wingo who takes it and sends it high.
That's a pity. That's a waste of a good opportunity there. You want to just at least try and make the goalkeeper work, try and get it on target. Maybe the goalkeeper can't save it, knocks it out, and somebody can follow up and score. So Henry Wingo with a good chance to strike the frame and doesn't do that. He gets it over the crossbar. But nonetheless, things looking much better for Tacoma Defiance.
Now they've played a solid first half, save for a 5-10 minute stretch in the middle here, and they've controlled everything for the most part.
They have. OKC looked very dangerous when they got the ball to Cato, and he started running at the defense and trying to slip Deshaun Brown in, and When that happened, they were ripping Tacoma Defiance apart, but it hasn't happened much in the last 15 or 20 minutes.
Deshaun Brown in the 13th minute, his 4th of the year, put Energy FC up 1-0. The equalizer coming just a few minutes ago in the 40th minute from Azriel Gonzalez to knot us up at 1 as we wind down in the first half. OKC hoping to return home and notch a 3 points. That here's Dylan with the left foot blocked away. Robles heads it back for Dylan, plays it back for Daly. The Australian brings it towards the near side and leaves it for Wingo. Tacoma in their 5th straight road match, hoping to get back in the win column for the first time since April 1st.
Some great skills here from Dylan. Have a look through the legs.
Oh, how about that?
I'll take it. He's 6'3", but he's got some skills. Tries to get a strike on target and it's blocked, but I get the sense that Tacoma Defiance have just grown in belief in the last few minutes. They look like they're in control of the game now.
See how much stoppage time is added here. The end of this first half. Dangerous Vargas. Top of the box, sent high. Off the foot of Gonzalez, who scored the goal earlier for Tacoma.
He wasn't too far off, Gonzalez. 1 minute of added time to come. Wasn't too far off, but again, better to hit target and make the goalkeeper work. You never know if he spills it, and once you knock it over the crossbar, then the goalkeeper has no work to do. Just wonder now, going into the locker room for half-time, whether the impetus has shifted to Tacoma Defiance, and they might be looking at this match saying, hang on a second, guys, we can go on and win this.
Think of how taxing this road trip has been, not just the fact that they've been on the road for a month, but doesn't have to look further than the scores. How about that from Bassetti? Flicks it down. Waiting on the final whistle here in this first half. A tight one.
Got a little bit messy there towards the end of the game. Balls flying everywhere. I think the players are just looking at the locker room thinking, come on, ref, blow the whistle. Let's go in and have a bit of a break.
Hines. And that'll do it for the first half. There's the final whistle. So after 45 minutes, 1-1 your score. OKC Energy FC and Tacoma Defiance. Gary, your first half thoughts quickly here.
Well, it's been a mixed game, hasn't it? A great start by Tacoma Defiance, and OKC came back and looked like they were in absolute total control. And towards the end, Tacoma Defiance get the equalizer, and they're looking good. So who knows what the second half's going to bring us.
Our halftime show presented by Mercy is coming up next. 1-1 your score at the half.
Outlining your own destiny is something we all take pride in. And knowing we're doing what we love is what makes this life adventure so exciting. Isn't it nice to have a banking partner that's along for the ride? FFB makes life easier with a simple click and snap, so things like mobile banking and deposits can be done anywhere, anytime. Plus free bill pay, person-to-person transfers, and Apple Pay. With free ATMs worldwide, why wouldn't you want a bank that gives you this much freedom? FFB. We go where you go. Goals are something we outline for ourselves, and oftentimes they can be pretty lofty. When things begin to line up the way we think they should, we appreciate those who helped us along the way. like the help you get with commercial banking from FFB. Our experts are ready to partner with you to help you manage cash flow, oversee accounts through online banking, and help you secure a business line of credit. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
Mercy helps the energy get to the top of their game. We can help you get to the top of yours.
Fans looking on here at Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City. 1-1 your score at the break. Josh Appel and former Manchester United keeper Gary Bailey with you. And Gary, welcome into tonight's halftime presented by Mercy. Great to be here with you. Let's take a look at these first half highlights. It looked early on like Tacoma delivered that first punch. They couldn't cash in on their chances. OKC got on the board first before Tacoma's late tying goal.
Yeah, this is a shot coming up from Joshua Tensu. Have a look at that. That's actually going in, and it just curls away at the last moment and hits the post. Lovely ball through here for the speedy Justin Dillon.
Impressed by his size and the way he utilized his speed.
Absolutely. So he had a chance. He acquired, and he had the ball given away, jumped on by Cato. He looks straight away for Deshaun Brown. Deshaun Brown past the keeper, and that's it. 1-0 to OKC.
And it would stay that way until late in the half as we get one more look. Brown with the touch to make it 1-0. The Energy FC faithful love it.
And why not? Then there's a chance here for Williams. Bork is not back in. And have a look. He gets up, he gets the header, but somehow gets twisted and missed in midair and just heads past it. He knows what a good chance that was. He was holding his head afterwards, and that chance gone a begging. And this is Justin Dillon with the header, which Cody Lorendi deals with quite comfortably. Now, the goalkeeper gets tempted out where I don't think he needs to be, and Gonzalez brilliantly chips him into the back of the net, and that's the equalizer.
That's his second goal of the season and the first for Tacoma Defiance in over a month as we get a look at our halftime match stats. Tacoma out shooting OKC 10-2, although only 2-1 on target, but again dominating possession 60-40. Other than that, been a pretty even first half.
I didn't get the sense they had 10 shots to 2, but I'll go with the stats. But it's the shots on target that count, 2-1, so it's not too far off being even.
We'll be back with more after this on tonight's halftime show presented by Mercy.
Now Morton's coming up, it's headed and in. Not it back in, Sandoval is there, so is Hamilton, loose in front, it's Freighter! What a hit! New Mexico equalizes in the dying moments, it's a hat-trick for Freighter! Unbelievable at the lab! Juan Pablo Capa with a direct free kick, chips it, a goal! The equalizer for the captain!
score. Barnby will try again. And another.
That is absolutely world class. That is much harder than it looks to do.
Didi Traore. Oh my goodness, what a run. Didi Traore crosses. Didi Traore. It is a work of magnificence.
Welcome back to tonight's halftime presented by Mercy. 1-1 your score at the break. OKC Energy FC and Tacoma Defiance. Josh Appel and Gary Bailey with you from Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City. Let's look at some news and notes around the USL Championship. Lots going on. It's a busy day, a busy week. There we go. We just saw Frater with the hat trick earlier for New Mexico United. Second player from the expansion side to be named USL Championship Player of the Week. Talked earlier about how Hartford didn't have a place to play at the beginning of the year. Well, Indy 11, their stadium's making some progress. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb signed an agreement which allows for professional sports development area that would include a multi-purpose soccer stadium. And of course, as we just mentioned, the grand opening tonight, expansion sides Loudoun United FC and Hartford Athletic host their home openers this week. The last two teams to begin their home slate in 2019. As you get a look at the team of the week for week 8.
And you've got two players up front who both bagged hat tricks last time out, Frater and Salazar. Cicerone getting a couple of goals and an assist. And a young man in goals, I think he's about 18 years of age or thereabouts, Anderson. So, yeah, well done to everybody on that list of the team of the week.
OKC Energy FC 3-3-2 coming in tonight. And here's a look at their next 5. They go on the road to Austin on the 10th before returning home for 3 straight against Real Monarchs, Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and LA Galaxy 2. And then they'll go and play Frater about a month from now at New Mexico United. And here's what Tacoma Defiance has ahead of them. Portland Timbers 2 on the 12th, a 3:30 Central Time start there. 3 straight home games for Tacoma, much needed. 4 out of 5 upcoming for them at home after this 5-game road trip that they're finishing up tonight. Beautiful night in OKC. 1-1 your score at the break. Second half action coming up on the halftime show presented by Mercy.
Outlining your own destiny is something we all take pride in. And knowing we're doing what we love is what makes this life adventure so exciting. Isn't it nice to have a banking partner that's along for the ride? FFB makes life easier with a simple click and snap, so things like mobile banking and deposits can be done anywhere, anytime. Plus free bill pay, person-to-person transfers, and Apple Pay. With free ATMs worldwide, why wouldn't you want a bank that gives you this much freedom? FFB. We go where you go.
Mercy helps the energy get to the top of their game. We can help you get to the top of yours.
Success is achieved through hard work, and many business owners work tirelessly for years to realize the dream of franchising their business. FFB partners with companies of all sizes every day and offers an extensive variety of treasury services. FFB will outline a plan just for you, help you streamline cash flow, and monitor your business transactions. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
Welcome back to OKC, Taft Stadium. Josh Appel, Gary Bailey with you, and second half action coming up in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at how we got to this point. 1-1 our score. OKC Energy FC and Tacoma Defiance. The road side has never won in this series. And we'll take a look At the scoring from tonight, Deshaun Brown in the 13th minute, his 4th of the year, off this nice ball from Cato.
That's a lovely ball from Cato. Good finish from Deshaun Brown. It was a wayward pass in midfield that gave Cato the opportunity. He just put his head up straight away, looks for Deshaun Brown. Just wondering if the keeper, Trey News, could have put a bit more pressure on there by sliding at his feet, but perhaps give credit to Deshaun Brown for a good finish.
Now the first goal in over a month for Tacoma Defiance. Miscue there by the experienced keeper, Cody Lorendi.
Yeah, no need for him to come there. He's got to stay on his line. He's got enough defenders to deal with it. The moment he comes, he basically says to Azriel Gonzalez, if you can chip me, I've left my goals open for you. And that's exactly what the young 17-year-old does. It's a good ball in, and he sees a goalkeeper coming and says, there we go, I'll stick it in the back of the net. And that's exactly what he does.
Second goal of the season for the 17-year-old Gonzalez. And this Tacoma Defiance side hoping to get back in the win column. They are 2-7-0, last place in the Western Conference. They have not won a game on the road yet this year. OKC Energy FC, after a road point in the first Black Gold Derby against Tulsa Roughnecks FC last week, they want to return home and improve to 3-1 in front of their home fans. So in this second half, Gary, for both sides, what are the keys?
I think for OKC, they've got to get 3 points here today. They've got to get themselves up into the top 4. And you would think playing the team at the bottom of the table would be their best chance at home. And it looked that way midway through the first half. They were in absolute control, OKC. They missed that header, and then slowly Tacoma came back into the match. And now it's evenly balanced. So for me, it's a massive 45 minutes for Steve Cook and his OKC side to use their vast experience, knowledge, the fact they're physically stronger to literally batter down Tacoma Defiance. And what the Defiance have to do is exactly that, defy, get back in. They've got themselves back on level terms. They've got some lovely talent in midfield, youngsters who really are wonderful players, and maybe they've got to turn that skill on. But it's going to be a tough second half for the Defiance, I think. They're physically outmatched, and they put a lot of effort into the first 45 minutes. They're going to have to do extremely well to keep OKC at bay.
You know, that play on word you did with Defiance, that's why they pay you the big bucks, Gary.
Big bucks?
OKC in the home whites. Tacoma Defiance in the road blacks. Second half underway from Taft Stadium. 1-1 the score. Right away, last touch by Tacoma, it looked like. So OKC will have a throw-in. Brown in the 13th minute, his 4th of the year. Gonzalez in the 40th minute, his 2nd. Cleared away by Jesse Daly, the Australian. A whistle and a foul. Call on Energy FC. You see Callum Ross pleading his case, the Newcastle native. Previously played with Charlotte Independence before signing with OKC back in January of 2016. And a collision there.
Yeah, I think the yellow card might come out here for that clash. Well, it was more with the shoulder than the head, but when the player goes down that quickly, it's going to get everyone fired up and pointing fingers. Let's have a look at it again. And yeah, he turns his back, Hines, and just, you know, that elbow or shoulder into the face of Omar Gordon. And he's not going to get up quickly because he obviously wants the referee to know that that's a bad aerial tackle. You can never turn your back, and if you do, you need to do it very, very softly, which he didn't do. So Omar Gordon's back up, which is good to see, but I think there could be, yep, yellow card is out as expected. And now Nick Hines is going to have to tread very carefully. And there we go. Shaking of hands, he didn't mean anything by it, obviously, but he's got to be very careful. When you come late to a headed ball, you've got to come very gently. There's the yellow card.
Matthew Thompson might want to be careful with which fingers he holds up on that card, too. I think he unintentionally said something there.
I think Hines was looking when he pulled out a red and a yellow. He's going, no, it can't be a red, surely. So there's a bit of a panic there. the 21-year-old.
You see those two matched up again. Hines and Omar Gordon.
Omar Gordon at 27 years of age is a more experienced player. He's big and he's strong, so you know, he might give Hines a bit of a bump himself sometime before the end of this game.
Nice job by Muse to come off his line and meet that one, pluck it out of the air.
Yeah, good goalkeeping, confident shot, comes all the way. Great pair of hands. That's what the defenders like to see.
You know, we saw earlier off one of the opportunities that OKC Energy FC had off the corner, the header that went wide from Michael Williams. We saw Jesse Daly turn around towards his keeper Muse and communicate something to him, and you suggested that might have been, hey, stay on your line and play the ball. And so maybe that was him learning from that move and coming out to get it. Different situation, but still aggressive off his line.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the opposite initially, that he should have come for the cross where Williams heads it.
Right.
He's a big goalkeeper, and he stayed on his line, yeah.
Right.
And I think that's what his defenders were saying, is we needed your help there. Yeah, so you're right, he's come out this time, and he came out beautifully and dominated and caught the ball in the air.
Gonzalez has the goal for Tacoma. His pass deflected and it didn't stay in. That went over the touchline, so a throw-in upcoming. See Chris Little at the bottom of your screen, communicating with his team. Steve Cook in the background there. Both head coaches you get a good look at. Little in his first year with Tacoma Defiance. Cook in his second season with OKC.
I'm just wondering if Cook at the halftime stage said to his players, you've got to get at these younger players, you've got to put them under pressure physically, mentally, you've got to close them down, you've got to harass them. That's what I'm expecting to see from OKC in the second half.
Just wear them out?
Yeah, impose on them. You're physically stronger, you're older, you're more mature. You can see the white shirts are closing down here very, very quickly, but having said that, Tacoma Defiance playing their way out of the press very, very nicely.
Atencio starts it ahead. Hines. Nice touch, a little bit behind though for Gonzalez. He's able to recover. Here's Hines. Low cross, deflected. And a throw in for Tacoma. Hines hurries up. Atencio. Into the middle, Vargas plays it to the outside. Wingo. Atencio again for Vargas. This will be an interesting decision. That'll be a goal kick.
Good pressure from Tacoma. And they also have come out after halftime thinking, well, maybe they can have a go at OKC. So I think we've really got a game on our hands here.
Yeah, OKC might be a little caught off guard that a team that's playing in its 5th consecutive road game, beaten down the way they have been the last 4 games, has come out this strong to this point and playing a match that's easily very winnable for them.
Yeah, very possibly. I mean, certainly if you look at the last few results, they've got absolutely hammered Tacoma. So you would look at it and go, well, come on, guys, we should win this. But again, they've put a lot of more mature players in their lineup this time around, Tacoma, and they're a much stronger team and have played really well today. So, but it's up to the home side. You're OKC. You want to go join second in the table? Well, best you win this game.
1 win in the last 6 for OKC. They have drawn points in a couple of those. Cato trying to chase it down on the corner. Trying to get around Wingo, but Wingo takes it away. Dillon, a little bit too far ahead for Wingo when he runs out of gas.
Dillon doing well there, just a cover for Wingo. He runs back into that fullback position. Now he's going back up front. So good effort, good work ethic from Tacoma Defiance. And they certainly are making this a lot harder, as you say. What looked like an easy match on paper is turning out to be a very, very difficult game for OKC.
Muse again. Comes off his line to meet that. Gonzalez kept it in. He tried. So it'll be a throw-in for OKC. Bassetti battling with Daly. Now it's Wingo. They turn it over, though. Brown, who has the goal tonight for OKC. He lost it, though.
Let's see what Alvin Jones can do here. He can throw this ball long and try and find Deshaun Brown in the box, or Omar Gordon.
Rafael Garcia plays to the opposite side, and dangerous pass into the middle here. Dillon flicks it ahead for himself. Can Dillon create an opportunity? Defont played it nicely. And a foul on Dillon. You can't do much better there if you're Defont.
Yeah, they got caught there, didn't they? OKC, and it was nearly an opportunity for Tacoma. The big man up front, Dillon, creating all sorts of problems. But OKC keen to get on with it. Keen to see if they can have a go at Tacoma Defiance. It really is end-to-end stuff at the moment.
Brown regathers and then lost it, and Daly clears it away.
It was close for Brown. He was ball under control, causing all sorts of problems. Here we are. We said it's end-to-end. Goes from one chance at this end back onto the other end.
It's opened up a bit for both sides.
This is great for everybody watching and for those at the stadium. This is a really exciting half, and one in which might define OKC's season. Do you go up there into joint second position, or do you languish in mid-table?
Especially when you're at home, these are the types of games that you must have. You're going to make some noise in this league. If you're Tacoma, though, at the end of the day, if this ends up being a draw and you get a point here, you'll certainly take that considering how the previous games on this trip have gone. But anything other than 3 for OKC is probably a disappointment tonight.
I think you summed it up spot on there. If you've conceded 16 goals in 4 big defeats, then a draw away at OKC is a very, very good result. And it's not a lucky draw. If you look at the way they've played right now, I think that's a fair result, 1-1.
Agreed. They've certainly deserved to be in this game. It's not a fluke. They've played very well, though here's a turnover in Brown. Chance for OKC. Nicely done by Daly.
Omar Gordon there with the effort there, but connection between him and Brown causing all sorts of problems for that Tacoma defense. Both of them big, strong strikers.
Jones to throw it in. Gordon takes it. Gonzalez went down. Cross. Corner kick coming for OKC.
There's one thing to bear in mind with young players is that towards the end of a game, they're often not as physically strong and fit as their older opposition. So I'm keen to see how Tacoma Defiance do as this match moves on towards the latter stages.
Here's the corner. Headed back into the box. Gordon trying to settle it down, but it's cleared away by Tacoma. 57th minute of the second half. Early goal from Brown in the 13th minute. Gonzalez near the end of the first half for Tacoma in the 40th minute. The only tallies we've seen tonight. It'll be a throw-in for Tacoma.
Coming up to that 60th minute mark where managers start to make changes and freshen things up and move players around, bring on fresh legs, whatever it is. normally starts to take place from the 60th to the 70th minute. Let's see if either of the managers thinks a change is necessary.
Dillon somehow was able to hang on. Now a race for it, but it's won by OKC and Atiba Harris. A whistle and a foul on Garcia, it looks like.
I just wonder if you're Steve Cook, do you bring on Christian Isley and maybe keep the Sean Brown on and really go for this win? It's an option.
Isley, signed in January, came over from Sacramento Republic. Had 5 goals last year, 1 this year. And he is one of the subs available on the bench for OKC FC. Chris Little wants to know what's going on.
Yeah, managers are never happy with referees' decisions. It's just part of the game.
Has there ever been a call that a coach's like go against them? Probably not.
Yeah, doubt it. Coaches are paid to moan half the time. Are they moaning at us players, or they're moaning at the referees? Or they're moaning at each other?
Almost turned over, but Tacoma able to get it back. And an inaccurate pass taken by OKC. Cato, who assisted on the goal earlier by Brown. Cato off the turnover, flicks it ahead. Brown onside, tries to get a good shot away, he can't. Ross stepped into one, got deflected. Here's Gordon now. Atencio right on it. Sent in. Flicked up. Cato tried to settle it down and couldn't. Nice job by Matthew Thompson, the referee, to get out of the way.
Good pressure here from OKC. They really are knocking on the door, aren't they?
Garcia back to Cato. For Ross. Alvin Jones plays it to the far side, and that kind of sticks a fork in what OKC had cooking there, but a throw in for Energy FC.
We saw a little moment there where I thought Deshaun Brown was in and was going to get a shot on target, and thought Omar Gordon might do something. So good pressure from OKC. I think we're into the final third of the match, and the home side have decided they need to put a little bit more pressure on, maybe take a few more risks, push extra players up front.
Jones. Low cross, deflected just wide. Brown on the doorstep, almost had his second.
That's what happens when you put a really good ball in like that. You put it into the danger area, all sorts of problems can happen.
Williams. And smartly, Muse lets it roll over. Let's take a look at that low cross by Jones that almost resulted in OKC taking the lead.
The defenders have to go in to try and block it. You don't know if they get a touch on it. You don't know where the ball ends up. Very, very close there.
So here's Joel Rydstrand, second round pick, 44th overall in the 2019 MLS Super Draft out of Creighton. He comes in for Tacoma Defiance, and off comes Jesse Daly.
Jesse has got a yellow card to his name, so that makes a lot of sense to take off someone who's in a risky situation.
Rydstrand, the native of Sweden, played his college soccer at Creighton. First sub for either side tonight. OKC keeping the pressure on. Cato sends one low and right into the arms of the waiting Muse.
Muse, very confident goalkeeper. He came for that cross earlier in the second half. As you noted, he took it really well and gave a big loud shout to say, hey, it's his ball. He'll command his area. He looks like he could be a really, really good goalkeeper. He's got the height, he's got the hands. He's like a really top-class talent.
Garcia tried to step in front, but here comes Tacoma. Robles, ahead for Gonzalez, a step ahead, but Jones closes quickly. Looked for a moment like Gonzalez would have a one-on-one chance, but Jones closed the gap.
He did close the gap. I'm just wondering if Gonzalez couldn't have hit it a little bit earlier, perhaps. He was in a great position. Ball gets played through, and bang, can he hit it there? Maybe not. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh. But he's a quick player, Gonzalez, and a skillful player, causing all sorts of problems there.
Into the 64th minute. Throw in for Tacoma. Tacoma hasn't really had much of a chance on goal in this half. OKC's been the side that's applying the most pressure, most recently in the last few minutes.
It is, but Tacoma Defiance keep coming back with their own little opportunities and pressure like now, so let's see what they can do.
Hines, native of Plantation, Florida. For Gonzalez. And just into the game, Ridestrand. Atencio played it back. Atencio almost gave it away and now does. Opportunity for OKC. And Bassetti goes down, no whistle.
I thought there was contact there for Bassetti. Or has he given it? Don't think so. I think it's gone for a throw-in. I thought Bassetti was through. That just shows you good OKC pressure.
Ross, been quiet tonight. Looking for Cato. Last touch by Tacoma, so a throw-in.
Let's have a look here. He gets past the player. There's contact. He goes down outside the box. Maybe the referee says he could have stayed on his feet, but he had a good shot for a free kick, but not given. So let's move on. A long throw here from Alvin Jones.
No white shirts in the area. Jones, another crack at it. Slipped for a moment, sends it in, headed up. And another corner for OKC.
Here we're going. We're halfway through, or nearly halfway through the second half, and I get the sense that OKC are going, all right, this is it, guys. Got to put the pressure on. Got to make sure we get these 3 points today.
Make sure we get hydrated too. Bassetti taking a drink before he sets up for this corner. Here it comes. Loose and cleared.
That ball was dropping in a danger area. Anything could have happened there.
Oh, misplay here. Robles race after it, but luckily for OKC, they're able to recover and clear it away. Callum Ross doing the honors. Let's take another look at that corner.
Yeah, once it drops in the box, it just needs to fall to the right or wrong person, depending on whoever you are, and that's in the back of the net. As it happens, it falls for Tacoma Defiance, but it was a good ball in.
Hines gets it in. That'll be another throw in for Tacoma. Taking a long time.
Something's going on in the box, bit of shoving and pushing going on. Referee's going to step in and have a little word.
That's Dylan and Atiba Harris. Headed towards goal, but easily handled by Lorendi, and he's not been very busy in this second half.
It's a definite free kick there.
And a yellow as well.
It's just come on as well. You can't go through players like that. You've got to be a little bit more careful in midfield. You invite pressure now, free kick, and a ball lobbed into your box. It's pressure you don't need. Joel Rydström, the Swedish 23-year-old. Chris Little getting a little bit frustrated with his players. They've done well so far. 1-1, 67th minute, or 68th minute. Done really well.
Defont for Garcia now. Hoping for a good deflection there, didn't get it. Jones chases it down. Harris.
It was a good idea, wasn't it? It was a lovely hit ball. It just didn't quite find its man in the box there, but good cross into the box. A few little words here between the substitutes, and Hines was already on a yellow card, so you just be careful. The referee very quick. Well done, ref, just to knock that one on the head. Matthew Thompson. Telling everyone just to calm down. Just saw Steve Cook there for a moment. I'm just wondering if you're the home side, you're the manager of the home side, do you not start thinking about making some substitutions, bringing fresh legs on, trying something different? As the referee's having a word with Omar Gordon there.
You mentioned earlier maybe bringing Christian Isley off the bench. Is that the move you would make?
Yeah, I would tend to, and I'd tend to leave the Sean Brown on and say, right, let me get two strikers up and maybe lose a midfielder. And let's just go for this. Let's just put the much younger Tacoma Defiance team under as much pressure as possible.
Misplay. Gordon. For Cato. To Gordon. Puts one on goal. Save made. Deflected. Scored. Second of the game for Deshaun Brown. And it's OKC Energy FC back on top in the 70th minute.
Well, that all came from Omar Gordon, getting the ball, playing it to Cato, getting it back, having the shot. The keeper makes the save. And Deshaun Brown is quickest to react and smacks it into the back of the net. But Omar Gordon, with all the hard work and all the effort, and I mean, it's so important to get shots on target. He forces the same out of Trey Muse, but Trey can't get it away from danger. Have a look. Omar Gordon runs into the box, goes wide, hits it. Goalkeeper makes the save. And following in, as all good strikers should do, is Deshaun Brown. But this is where it's created, and that's where it's finished. 2-1. They're back in the lead, OKC.
2 goals tonight for Brown, 5 on the season. And a huge one. You look at Steve Cook, it feels like a little sigh of relief. There's still 20 minutes to go in this one. Not out of the woods yet, but certainly you felt that coming the way that OKC had been playing the last 15, 20 minutes.
Absolutely. I got the sense they really wanted it. They were going to push harder and harder, but here comes Tacoma Defiance. And you'll be very careful. This extremely talented young team comes straight back at OKC.
Sent in and under the reach of everybody in a black jersey. Rydström. 2-1 in the 72nd minute. 2 goals tonight for Deshaun Brown, the 28-year-old.
Those number of white shirts behind the ball, they're really making it difficult, closing down all the space. They've got everyone back bar one. And OKC defending what they call a low block. I'm going to make it extremely difficult for Tacoma Defiance to find a way through.
Hines to throw it in.
They've got the 3 points, OKC, and they've got to hold on to them as tightly as they possibly can.
Stepping into one and deflecting wide. This will be a corner. But first, Energy parents, sign your kids up for the all-new Energy FC Kids Club presented by Supermercados Morelos. Visit energyfc.com/kids club to learn more. That's energyfc.com/kids club. Josh Appel, Gary Bailey with you as Tacoma looks for the equalizer, and coming up to make the play, the veteran that he is, Cody Lorendi. And now here comes OKC on the counter. Gordon trying to take it back, but Muse clears. That's a foul on Garcia.
And now we're going to test this Tacoma Defiance team and their will to get back in the game. They've really impressed me, given their previous 4 matches where they've been hammered. They really look like a team that is wanting to be out there, that wants to play, that has the ability, has the skill. But the danger is you push forward, you've got this, you've got the counter-attack.
Does he have a third? Brown. No whistle.
No, didn't see the free kick, but that's the danger. You get Deshaun Brown running at you, and you throw numbers forward. It's a risky maneuver, but with what, less than 17 minutes left, it's a maneuver that Tacoma's going to have to do more and more often. Throw bodies forward, and just hope that your defenders can deal with the likes of Deshaun Brown and Omar Gordon.
Again, the away side has never won in the previous 8 matchups between these two clubs. OKC 3-0-1 at Taft Stadium against Tacoma. Atencio. This is Campbell. Now for Ridestrand, who came on here in the second half. Probably the freshest legs on the pitch right now.
Well, I was suggesting earlier that Steve Cook, the OKC coach, might be thinking of bringing on an extra striker to get the goal. Well, they have the goal. I wonder if he might bring on a defender with fresh legs just to help hold on to the lead.
Hines, low cross. Garcia calmly gets it out of there to Cato. Tacoma hasn't been in a lot of these situations, in a tight one in the second half in about a month. Here they are battling, hoping to snap a losing streak and head back home with 3 points and come from behind fashion, but OKC hoping to end that possibility as Burke gets ready to come in for Tacoma Defiance.
Samuel Rogers coming off. And maybe they're throwing some with a more of attacking purpose to try and get that equalizer.
Now Anthony Burke Gilroy, 21 years old. Final 15 here at Taft Stadium. 2 goals from Deshaun Brown in the 13th minute and in the 70th minute. The one tally for Tacoma. Gonzalez back near the end of the first half in the 40th minute. Giveaway. Bassetti. Looking for Brown again. Taken away.
This is where, if you're OKC, you just want to control the game now. You've got less than 15 minutes. Keep the ball. Well, as I said, that he gives the ball away.
That's not what they wanted to do there. Gonzalez missed everything.
It's a long way out. It's got to be an incredible strike to beat Cody Lorendi from there, but at least it's positive. And we saw how good Gonzalez was in the first half when he got the equalizer.
It looked like Vargas wanted a pass there from Gonzalez, and that didn't happen. You can see the frustration from Marlon Vargas.
Especially when you've run 30, 40 yards to get the ball.
Yeah. Gonzalez, who has the goal, taken away though by Jones. Atencio trying to work around Garcia, couldn't. And now Cato rips it away. Brown, Cato, they connected with the first goal. Flicked on forward. And Muse picks it up. Leaves it for Campbell. Atencio.
This is a crucial next 12 minutes for OKC there. With this win, they go right up the table, exactly where they want to be. It'd be great for confidence. Be a wonderful boost for them. They don't want to let it slip now with 10 minutes to go.
I think regardless, though, this is a game that Tacoma Defiance can certainly build off of and take a ton of positives away, regardless of how it ends.
Oh, absolutely. They've been really good today. You would never think they're a team that's conceded 16 in four games and got hammered in each of those games. They've looked well balanced, maybe, as mentioned earlier, a couple of slightly older players coming in to strengthen the team, but some wonderfully talented young players, especially in midfield, like Dylan up front, quick, big and strong. So, yeah, lots to build on, lots to be positive about if you're Tacoma Defiance.
Just into the game, that's Bert Gilroy. They wanted a handball, won't get it. Campbell spins around and plays it for Atencio. Hines against Jones. Wow, that's just suffocating defensive work from Jones, and now he ends up with it. And a foul on Hines.
Foul by Hines, yeah. You know what, they've locked in that corner. If you're Hines, don't touch anyone, don't push anyone, just let them try and play out. Here's the effort, is it a handball? Nah, comes off the stomach. No question about that. Another change coming up.
Shandon Hopiau will enter for Justin Dillon. Hopiau, a 20-year-old from Hawaii. Brown with 2 goals tonight. Cato lets it roll over the touchline. Last touch by Tacoma with 10 minutes to go, plus stoppage time.
Yeah, no rush there by Cato. Just quite happy to let the ball go over the line. No rush to take the throw in. Nice casual stroll there from Alvin Jones. That's pretty much what you do when you're 2-1 up with 10 minutes to go. Just got to professionally control the game, wind down the clock, and preferably don't lose possession like they've just done. Good pressure there just to kill the ball and take some more time off the clock. Rafael Garcia with the pressure.
Garcia just ripped that right away from Danny Robles. Tacoma just offensively in this second half haven't been able to find much room. It opened up for a little bit early on, but other than that, not much working for them.
It's been a tougher second half for the visitors, and haven't been able to get those crucial breakthroughs. Maybe getting a little bit tired. They've been on the road for a number of games now, and when you're young, it takes a lot more out of you. But they still have 8 minutes left, and
this one's not over.
They've hit the post in this game as well. They've shown us that they're a very, very talented and capable team.
Could this be the chance they need? No.
Positive effort again, but you've got to hit the target though with those shots from out far. Just bounce it in front of the keeper, follow it up. You never know whether Cody Lorendi drops the ball, pushes it back out to a striker, but when you just balloon it over the bar, just make it far too easy for the keeper. classic time-wasting tactics, 2 balls in the pitch at the same time.
You know, I never understood that though, because they're going to add the time at the end anyways.
Yeah.
But I guess it's not precise.
Just slowing it down as well, not just bleeding the clock dry, but just slowing the game down, taking the sting out the game.
Oh, if it was baseball, somebody would get a souvenir. I think they have to return that one, though. I don't know if anybody caught that, but Jesse Daly just almost like a volleyball hit sent the ball back in that was thrown in from the stands just now. I don't know if that's frustration or him just having a good time with the fans. 84th minute, 2-1 OKC on top of Tacoma. Campbell for Hines. Cato on him. Jones has been masterful defensively in the second half, really all night, but specifically these last 25 minutes. Throw in for Tacoma. Robles, taken right away.
There's so many white shirts behind in defense. It's so extremely difficult for Tacoma Defiance to find a way through. Have a look here. There's the one white shirt, then there's another white shirt. That's a proper tackle.
How strong has he been? The last 3 times they've been around in this area.
Yeah, that's just that tackle comes with a little message that says, hey, don't mess with me. All right, there is Isley.
And as Christian Isley, the 26-year-old, gets set to come in, he'll replace Deshaun Brown, who has both goals. And as the Freaky Fast substitution, sponsored by Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's is proud to support the OKC Energy Football Club. Order a Freaky Fresh sandwich today at jimmyjohns.com or on their app. Difference in the game right there. Number 9 in white.
Yeah, man of the match, no question about that. Two crucial and very good goals. You've got another very good striker coming on with fresh legs and the ability just to run and hassle everyone and maybe even counter-attack when necessary.
Corner, though, for Tacoma. It's low. Robles knocks it down, flicks it on, just out of the reach of Gonzalez. And maybe as we wind down here in the final 5+ minutes, is that going to be the best opportunity Tacoma has to equalize this one?
Well, that was a very, very good knockback in by Robles. Have a look, the ball comes out. Look how quick he is. Chest, left foot, and he's looking for Gonzalez, and he wasn't far away. Very clever play there. Just couldn't quite get the accuracy needed. And yep, the clock is winding down to the point where you wonder how many more opportunities Tacoma might get to get the equalizer.
Tacoma player went down. Looks like Vargas, but he's going to stay in. Hines tried to get a little bit of extra space there.
Steal a few yards. Referee's not having it.
Rydstrand, a second half substitution.
Bit frustrating for Rydstrand there, but I think if you're an OKC fan, you might look at this match and say, well, we didn't dominate as much as I thought. Maybe we could have scored more. You know what? Get the 3 points in the bag, get yourself up into the top 4, and that's all you need. The 3 points are absolutely crucial.
In a situation like that, I always like to say, a win is a win is a win. 3 points is 3 points is 3 points.
In 2 weeks' time, no one will remember how you got the 3 points. They will see where you are on the table, and that's what's crucial.
It's like in baseball. A blooper and a line drive count the same. Into the 87th minute.
Still playing good football, Tacoma, but I'm just wondering if at this stage you start to blast the ball up high and try and just go route one. And having said that, here we go.
I should start listening to you more as this shot, a little bit soft and easily handled off the foot of Hopiau.
You know, it's a long ball. Hopiau just brought it down, turned and hit it. If he connects that properly, who knows, it could fly in the back of the net. When you haven't got time to patiently build up, then your only option is just knock the ball long and see what happens.
Is there one last push in Tacoma Defiance? Trying to halt a 4-match losing streak in which they've been outscored 16-0. Wingo.
And it's all very pretty football, but here, let's get the long ball. Here we go.
You hear them shouting time, time, time at Cato, letting him know that he has some space and, of course, time, obviously, to work with.
That's it. Just wind down the clock, do what you have to do, which is great. Get into the corner, far away from your goal as possible. And he wins the throw in as well. And more changes from the home side just to slow things down and to bring some fresh legs on.
That's Bassetti exiting. And Kyle Highland, the Energy FC's all-time leader in USL appearances with 86. Previously with the Columbus Crew. You know, he shed some light on all the different lineups that Tacoma has used this year, and he said, look, we're not concerned about the other team. We're focused how we're playing and building on the last 2 games that they've played, and everything else will figure itself out. And I think that's tonight was a good example of that.
Yeah, pretty much. You can't spend too much time on the other side. Yep, maybe if there's 1 or 2 tactical things you can work on and weaknesses you can expose, but generally it's about your performance on the day. And OKC have done enough, thanks to Deshaun Brown. Enough to get the 3 points, unless they let anything slip in the last minute or 2.
Atencio chases it down. There's the long ball. Into the stands. Can't score from there.
Yeah. This is it now for OKC with only a few seconds left in normal time. It's just, you just got to play this clock down. Keep possession. Don't give it away. Don't give Tacoma any chance to boot the ball back into your half and snatch a late equalizer.
3 minutes of stoppage time. OKC Energy FC is 3 minutes away from 3 points. That one would have surely iced it. And now it's a corner. And you'll see OKC take their sweet time getting over there.
Yep, it's a good corner to win at this stage of the match. It will take about a minute to get the corner taken and in the box, and that is the best way to, one of the best ways to wind down the clock. I'll take it short and just possibly hold it in the corner.
Battle in the corner. And it's Tacoma who will have a chance to start it back.
Wanted to steal a few yards.
Hey, those could be all the difference. You never know. Here comes Tacoma Defiance. Well, maybe not.
It's the best tackle to do there. Just knock the ball in the air, play some more time, close things down, keep that ball in your opponent's half and see out the clock.
You heard no foul, and then what happens?
Once you go down, there's every chance of getting a foul. Callum Ross just playing that with all his professionalism.
Not the final whistle, obviously, but Matthew Thompson issuing some orders to those in this area.
Good chest down and ton now for Omar Gordon. Yep, just to keep the ball in play.
Remember, his shot created the deflection that Brown put in the back of the net to give OKC the 2-1 lead.
That should about do it with 45 seconds left in a corner for OKC. They really should be able to take their time, keep possession, keep the ball in the corner, and wait for the final whistle.
Cato with Gonzalez, the goal scorer for Tacoma. That's another corner. We'll probably see the same thing until the final whistle.
Yep, that's exactly what you do. And the throw in there's not going to be much of a problem with only seconds left on the clock. So it looks like it's job done for OKC, and they go up into fourth spot, joint second, if you ignore goal difference. And that's a great place to be at this stage of the season. So well done to OKC.
Now that will do it. Steve Cook's squad back in the win column, improving to 4-3-2 on the year. And as Gary mentioned, they rocket up the top of the standings, near the top, with this 2-1 win over Tacoma Defiance. You saw the respect between Little and Steve Cook. Chris Little, the head coach for Tacoma Defiance. They gave a good battle tonight, but unfortunately for Tacoma, it's their 5th consecutive defeat. Coming up next, we'll have the post-game show for you here. OKC Energy FC 2, Tacoma Defiance 1, after 9.
Goals are something we outline for ourselves, and oftentimes they can be pretty lofty. When things begin to line up the way we think they should, we appreciate those who helped us along the way, like the help you get with commercial banking from FFB. Our experts are ready to partner with you to help you manage cash flow, oversee accounts through online banking, and help you secure a business line of credit. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
Mercy helps the energy get to the top of their game. We can help you get to the top of yours.
Welcome into tonight's post-game presented by Dental Depot. Your final today at Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City. OKC Energy FC 2 and Tacoma Defiance 1. Josh Appel, former Manchester United keeper Gary Bailey with you, and we saw a tight one here between Tacoma and OKC. And it was OKC who weathered the storm early on. Tacoma with a couple of early chances as we get a look at tonight's highlights.
Yeah, Tacoma very, very impressive, and it starts here with a shot that comes in, hits the post from Joshua Tensha. What a good effort that was. Long ball knocked in, and the chance here for their striker Dylan, and he just pulls it wide. So early on it certainly was Tacoma looking good, but then this ball given away. Cato looks immediately for Deshaun Brown, and he goes, thank you very much, 1-0.
The touch there, getting behind the defense after the turnover by Tacoma. Looked like some miscommunication between Jesse Daly in the midfield, leading to that 1-0 lead in the 13th minute. Now another opportunity off a corner, this time Williams just heading it wide.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for Williams. It goes just past the post, and then a chance here from the striker Dylan, which Cody Lorendi deals with, but Cody doesn't deal with this very well. He comes, he leaves his goal line, offers the young man Azriel Gonzalez, the chance to chip him, and that's exactly what he does, 1-1.
And that was the first goal in over a month for Tacoma. We stayed tied at 1 until this near miss. Jones will get an opportunity though again. Here's Gordon. The blistering shot, the initial save, and then Brown, his second tally of the night. And it gives OKC Energy FC the 2-1 lead. And it would stay right there as they hang on for the 3 points.
Yeah, Omar Gordon doing so well there to get the shot on target, make it so difficult that Trey Muse has to just tip it on. and brilliantly read there by Deshaun Brown as he smashes it in the back of the net. And I think that's Steve Cook saying to Chris Little, well done, what a good performance.
Tonight's final stats brought to you by First Fidelity Bank. Gary, what jumps out to you?
Well, the possession of Tacoma Defiance is 60-40 basically, so they were very comfortable on the ball. Shots on target slightly in favor of the home side, OKC, who I think overall looked the stronger side and the side more likely to score.
And I think it's an obvious choice for tonight's Mass Mutual Man of the Match. None other than Deshaun Brown got the scoring started in the 13th minute and scored the go-ahead goal in the 70th minute. He now has 5 on the year.
Yeah, if you score both goals in a 2-1 win, you're pretty much man of the match. But just say thank you to Omar Gordon for setting you up for the second one. It was a good finish, though. It's a tight angle from Deshaun Brown, and he smashes it into the back of the net to give his team the victory.
Of course, all of these post-game highlights presented by Mercy. A huge home win for OKC Energy FC. They're now tied for second in the Western Conference. The slide continues, though, for Tacoma Defiance. They'll return home for 4 of the next 5. But they've dropped 5 in a row, but a lot to build on from this one for Chris Little in his first year as the head man in Tacoma. Once again, your final score, OKC Energy FC 2, Tacoma Defiance 1. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. For Gary Bailey, I've been Josh Appel. So long.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.